So I received an email from booking.com telling me that my property is currently closed, and I freaked out immediately. I wasn't so sure what the problem was, but somebody texted me and told me that my availability is off. So here's how you, so that's how it looks. All these are red because all my rooms are closed and I cannot accept any bookings. And it says here that my property is no longer available for bookings, and I can add my availability here. At first I freaked out, but turns out it's a very easy fix. You go up here, let me maximize this. Okay, so you go up here to rates and availability. You click on calendar. And that's what brings this page here. And then you go to availability settings. Right here on this drop down, it has list view, monthly view, list view, or yearly view. So if you click the monthly view, that's what it looks like. And it shows you just like a month at a time. If you click on the yearly view, it shows you each and every month of the year. And you go back to list view, that just shows you the month in a list. So that just shows you the month in a list. Up here you see the dates, every day of the month up here, and you can go in and click whatever dates. But anyways, to make your calendar available for booking, you want to make sure that right here it's saying the correct property, because if you have more than one properties, then you select which property you're looking for here. But since I have just one property, it's already pre-selected. But if you go to the far right, you can click that bulk edit button, and I want to just open up my calendar in bulk, like multiple months. I believe here, if you want to do just like a month at a time, you can just click the monthly view and switch that around and change and open the availability. But I want to open multiple months at a time, so I'll do bulk edit, and you see right here my calendar stops on September 23rd, 2023. So you can change the days of the week if you want to just open your property up for a particular days of the week. You can choose that here. But since my house is a rental property, I have all my days available for booking. It's a 6-bedroom house, and there's no different room types because it's not a hotel. So I believe this probably applies to hotels. Right, it says you can apply to all room types, but we're not gonna go to that. We're just gonna do the 6-bedroom house. We're gonna select the amount of rooms we're selling, which is all the six rooms. And then you have to hit save changes, and then you can see as it starts turning green already. And then you scroll up and you put your price point, and you pick your rate, whatever rate you want to put on there. You just put your rate on there. I'm just going to put this for the video's sake. You save changes as you go. And it updates as you go here too. And then you can open or close these rooms that you selected up here. So I'm gonna open that, and it says it's gonna apply to these dates over here, so we need to change those dates up there. So we need to change this date here to, let's try to 2030, September 23rd, 2030. Let's see how well that go. Let's try that again. It won't let us do that. I'm curious if we do. Okay, so it seems like you have to just keep scrolling. Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. It just allows you to do, I guess, a couple of years at a time. So it looks like you can bulk edit for 2 years at a time. So I'm gonna just do the maximum that it lets me. Let's go down here and see if that changed that. Okay. Okay. And now let's see if, okay, hold on. And then I tried to exit out of that. It says you have unsaved changes. Do you want to close this window? So you can say yes, close, or keep editing. Let's see, keep editing. Let's see what we haven't saved. Okay, we have those dates. Saved changes, saved changes, saved changes. Okay, I don't know what's not. Okay, let's try this one. Restrictions. Okay. And we can do a weekly rate or a monthly rate. Minimum advance. And you can put multiple hours or multiple days. I usually just put 12 hours. That 12 hours gives us enough time to make sure the house is cleaned and turned around for the next guest. And then let's say save. Let's see if that allows us to, okay. You have unsaved changes. I don't know what are the unsaved changes. 23 to 2025. Let's see, update the number of rooms to sell for multiple rooms. Let's try this and see. Update rooms to sell, the number of rooms to sell for multiple room types, 6-bedroom house. Let's see that. Let's say save changes. Oh, okay, well I guess you have to click both. So when you go to bulk edit, you have to do your 6-bedroom house and go through click all through the options you have, and then you go to multiple room types, and you can apply to all the room types, meaning you're selling all these rooms. Okay, and then you save changes, then it will allow you to save it. And then it says your property isn't booked beyond April 30th, 2024. Add availability to January 2025 to make sure you don't miss out on reservations. So seems like we're good. And then I'm gonna go ahead and sync my calendar And if you can see here, it says, let's move this closer. It says sync calendar right here. On the left side, it says sync calendar because I have Airbnb and VRBO. So this, the rates apply to the entire month, looks like. The previous settings that I had. But anyways, you sync your calendar. And I have Airbnb. Oh, it was exported an hour ago, so it's been synced. And then I have TripAdvisor. It was synced. My Airbnb and VRBO are already synced, but if I want to add a calendar, if I want to add the VRBO calendar, because I have only Airbnb. Here I just have Airbnb calendar and TripAdvisor. So if I want to add a calendar, I would, let's say, add calendar, and then I'd go to VRBO. Login. Okay. So, but remember my username and password. Sign in. Okay. I don't know my username. I don't know my password. So let's try it. Let's see. So I'm just gonna put my finger on there because I don't know how to edit my email. So I don't know how to block that out. I don't know how to edit on YouTube yet. But anyways, we're gonna go to VRBO. That's my. Oh wait, that was not what we're doing. We're gonna go to VRBO and put in the code. I guess you can set a new password because I forgot my password. Put a new password in. I can put my username here. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. And then you go to click your name after you get into VRBO. Click your name, scroll down and go to owner dashboard, and then you're gonna confirm your identity. You go. So anyways, to import your calendar, going back to import calendar to booking.com, I would go to my VRBO, find my calendar, and then click import and export at the top of the calendar. And then I would say export because I'm taking it from VRBO to another calendar, so I'm exporting it to another place, like exit export, I guess. And then yeah, I'm putting it into booking.com, so I'm importing it into booking.com. So the way I used to remember how I export and import my calendars is I'm exiting from one calendar, so I'm exporting it from that calendar, and I'm importing it into another calendar, so I'm importing it into another calendar. So when I name it VRBO, I like to put caps because I like how it looks. VRBO, and I do Hill Haven. Hill Haven, that's one of our locations. I like to label them that way I know which calendar is which, because I have multiple properties that I'm gonna be putting on here. And then you say next step. You say next step. Oh, this iCal URL is not valid. Okay, let's go back to VRBO. Oh, okay, so let's see. So I try to copy this, but I could just have hit copy URL instead of just manually copying it. Let's see if that fixes the problem. And then take that and download. Next step. Still saying it's inverted. Copy the link below and exporting calendar feature. So let's go back to VRBO. Okay. Let's say okay. So that is not working. But down here, okay. So down here it says if your calendar subscription is not supported by your software, you can download the file and import it. So we're gonna try that and see if it's gonna import it. So I'm gonna click on that. And then it says, do you want to allow downloads on verbal? And I'll say allow. And then it throws a download down here. So here is the imported calendar right here. It has the date on here, the calendar. Click. I hate Mac computers sometimes. Okay. Oh, my bad, it's up here. Wow. Include a last say allow. Let's try that. What is going on? goodness, I hate Apple. But anyways, when you minimize all these pages, you don't need to add the new event. We're not trying to add a new event. I opened so many calendars, it's not oh boy. Now I deleted that thing. I hate my computers, so excuse me. So let's go back to import, to the downloads. Okay. So this calendar contains a new event. Please select a destination calendar. Okay, let's say okay and see what happens. Amazing. I cannot figure this out on the Apple computer. Anyway, we're gonna skip that step. If you skip this calendar import, reservation from the other site won't show in your booking.com calendar. Name this calendar export so we can display its status in the overview. So that was the verbal calendar that I was not able to import. VRBO Hill Haven. So let's say, since we are not able to import, let's export the booking.com calendar to, we're gonna export that to VRBO. Okay, so the VRBO calendar is gonna the booking.com calendar is gonna show on the VRBO calendar. So we just exported that. Let's maximize that. So we go back to our calendars in VRBO, import, export, and then manage imported calendars. And then at the very bottom here, you say import calendar. Since we are not able to export thanks to Mac computers, you paste the URL we copied. This URL we copied here. We copied this link right here from booking.com. You paste it on there, and then it says choose how calendar events import. Okay, so VRBO says if you choose to block, how your calendar events import, bookings and all the events from external calendars will show up as blocked in your verbal calendar. These dates will not be available to guests. Meaning if you have bookings on the booking.com website, they will show on VRBO website blocked, and then it just usually shows booking.com on the calendar. And then if you say don't block, booking and events from external calendars will show up in your VRBO calendars, but dates will still show as available to guests, which risks you double booking. So I always choose block, so it blocks those days out, so I don't double book, because it's happened to me once before. That was not very pleasant. And then you hit next. Now, and then on the imported calendar, we can name this imported calendar, and that was booking.com. So I just put BTC and then I put our location here so we don't get our calendars mixed up. And you can choose a color for what you want, how you want the color to look. So you can choose yellow, you can choose blue, and you can choose orange. I already have orange. I believe I already have blue, so I'm gonna put yellow. And then you can say import. And then it's importing. Right here says importing calendar. So now it's imported the booking.com calendar onto the VRBO. So in VRBO, I already have the Airbnb calendar imported. I already have the Furnished Finder calendar imported. And now we have the booking.com calendar imported. I wasn't able to export it to booking.com, but typically what I've noticed is when I have a booking on Airbnb, because I didn't have that same problem, when I have a booking on Airbnb, it translates to VRBO and it also translates to booking.com, where booking.com, nobody can book there because one of my multiple calendars has already blocked it out. So it shows it's blocked somewhere. So that's how you share the calendars to make sure that you don't double book. I guess I'm super competitive. I could not give up. I had to figure out how to export the calendar. Oh, that was easy. I wonder why it was giving me a hard time the first time around.